Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today in this video, we are going to learn how to build the Docker image automatically using the GitHub Actions. GitHub provides one CI/CD service called GitHub Actions where you do not have to install any tools or anything on your laptop or any server. You can just directly set up the CI/CD pipeline into your GitHub repository itself. This is super useful, as you already know. If you are deploying microservice or want continuous delivery pipeline for your apps, GitHub Actions is a very helpful thing. So let's go ahead and build a Docker image using the GitHub Actions. First, why do you want to do this? Normally, when you change the code, what you do is you run the Docker build locally and pushes it manually to the Docker hub. Why this GitHub action is necessary or useful for you? So what we do is, in last couple of videos you might have seen that whenever I am running a Docker build command, I am running it on my laptop, creating the build image and pushing into the Docker hub. Now onwards, using the GitHub actions, you don't have to do that. You just push your code into the GitHub repository and GitHub actions will automatically build your code and push into the Docker hub. So let's get started. As you can see, this is my sample GitHub repo where I have a Docker file. This Docker file is the sample thing, like it will just use the Python requirement.txt and it will just expose the python.py. Okay, so come back to the main side. What you have to do is, first you have to create a file and the location of the file should be .github slash workflows. This is the standard folder structure for GitHub Actions to work. Inside that, you can create a YAML file, docker-build.yaml file. You can give any name to this YAML file. Okay. Now we will go through this file. How do you create the Docker image using this GitHub action YAML file? This is the first name is, you can give any name. This is the name of your workflow. I have given the name as build and push Docker image. Okay. The next is on push branches. This is a trigger part of the GitHub action. When somebody is pushing any change into the main branch, this GitHub action will get triggered and it will execute the subsequent jobs or the steps which is mentioned into the YAML file. So next is jobs, which is having I'm using the Docker. This is just a name. You can give any name: Docker hello world, Docker push, anything. This is just a name. Next is runs on. So this you have to use the Ubuntu latest, or you can use Red Hat, Mac, anything which GitHub provides by default. So I am using the Ubuntu image to build my project or build my image. Next is environment. This is optional. Environment tag is optional, and I will show you when do you have to use the environment and when you do not have to use the environment in your GitHub Actions YAML file. For now, I have just given the environment as dev demo. Okay. Now we will go to this is just a setup of the job. Next will be the sequence of the steps which GitHub action will trigger. The first step will be the check out the code. So what it will do is it will check out our latest code. Okay. Next is after checking out, we have to first log into the Docker hub and then do a build and then push that image. So for that, we are using the run command echo secrets docker password. So now, as you already know, that we don't want to expose the Docker password or the Docker username to the outside world or anybody. So we are going to define these Docker passwords and the user into the secrets. Okay. The next command is into that itself is docker login -new username and the password from the stdn. Okay. stdn means when you are doing the echo, so this stdn password will get passed to this password stdn and it will log into the Docker hub. Once you log into the Docker hub, then it will go to the next part as what will be the image name. This is just an image name. You can give anything. So I am giving the image name is my Docker hub account, Vijay Goyal. And then what will be the name of my image is hello world action. Okay. Next is a Docker build. You already know this command. I want to build an image, Docker build -t. I am giving the tag as GitHub SHA. GitHub SHA means whatever the commit we are going to push for any change, it will get appended here. That will be the tag. If you want to incremental number, then you can put anything, and dot is for I am saying that in my current location Docker file is present. Similarly, once Docker image is created, you just have to push Docker push image name and it will get pushed. It will just a echo command. So this is the complete YAML file for setting up the trigger on GitHub Actions, checking out the code, logging into the Docker Hub account, and then finally creating the Docker build image and pushing it into the Docker Hub. Let's find out how this works. So now I am going to show you how to set up the environment and the secrets and the username password into those secrets. First you go into the your repo, okay, click on the settings. On the left hand side you will see lot of options, right? You see here secrets and variables, and another option is environments. When you click on environments, you see I have set up the dev demo environment, right? Same thing which I have mentioned, like environment dev demo, right? Similarly, I have set up the dev demo. What you have to do is click on new environment, click on stage, like you have multiple environment, dev, stage, production. You can set up all the environments and configure the secrets into that, like configure environment. Okay, when you click on configure environment, you will see environment secrets and environment variables. So if you want something to be protected, you can put those into the environment secrets. When you click on that, you just have to give docker username, and you can give anything, like right now I'm giving 888. Okay, just you can give a add secret. So you can see docker username get added into the environment secrets. You can add any variable which is environment specific. So this environment is helpful into configuring your GitHub Actions. When you want to trigger the deployment into dev environment, then you can use the dev related secrets and everything, whatever, like username, password, or anything which you want to set up. If you want to deploy into the stage, then you can use the stage. But there is another situation where we don't want to deploy anything in any of the environment. We want to set up the secrets globally across this repository, where irrespective of the trigger into any environment it should be used. So in that situation, you just click on the secrets and variables, go to the actions. So you see actions, secrets and variables. Okay, here are the secrets and here are the variables. When you click on variables, it will tell you all the variables. When you click on the secrets, it will give you all the secrets. Okay, these are the secrets which are present in my repository. This particular secret is specifically tied to the dev demo. Whenever I am going to trigger against the dev demo environment, then only these two secrets will be active. When I am going to use against the stage demo, then these secret will be active. But what if I want to use the secret which is common for all the environment? In that case, you just mention the new repository secret. This is the repository specific secret. You can mention docker user name repo, just give a different name. Okay, and you can give anything, like whatever secret is there, I am giving docker name. And when you click on add secret, this secret is added across the repository in this, for whatever trigger. Okay, that's how you set up the GitHub Actions secrets, variables and passwords, username, anything which you want to use in your YAML file. Okay, now you understood completely how this YAML file structure is for Docker build. Now let's go ahead and get started with the sample Docker image created, pushing it to the Docker Hub account and running that into our local laptop, whether that image is running or not. First, let's clone that repo. Okay, I have cloned it. Let's do a sample change. Any change you can do it. Like let's add test. Okay, save it. After saving it, let's commit that change and push into our GitHub repo. Now I have done the commit. I am pushing the change into our GitHub repo. Once this is pushed to the main branch, GitHub Actions, whatever we have done the setup, that will get triggered and it will build the image. So push is done. Let's come to the GitHub repo. You can see testing commit. Just now I have pushed it. Go to the Actions tab. Okay, you can see it is running. It's in progress status. Test commit for building Docker image. Click on that. You can see this has successful in 21 seconds. This is the Docker name, is the name of the job which I have given into the YAML file. Click on that. You see setup job is the default. First step was check out the code. it has done a checkout of our code where we have added the test word into our code. Then next step was logging in. See, secret, it is not displaying anything, so nobody can see the secrets username and password. Your credentials are stored. Okay, now it has login is successful. You can see it has worked. Next step was build and push the Docker image. So what it is going to do is, this is the image name. Okay, now the next step was build the image. Now it is building the image. Okay, you can see all the steps which was mentioned into the Docker file. It is building the image. Once the build is done, now it will do the push. It is pushing the image, right? Image is pushed successfully. Username, some that was part of the secret, that's why star star star. Image name is hello world action, and this is the tag. And this is just a cleanup, post checkout code and all, so you can ignore those. Now let's find out whether this image has been pushed to our Docker Hub or not. Log into your Docker Hub account. You can see Vijay Goyal hello world actions has came on a private repository, okay, 2 minutes ago. Click on this. One tag, you can see one image has been pushed, and this is a tag. This is the tag. Now how will you relate this tag? This tag is the commit ID. Okay, let's find out. Click on commits. Click on this commit, and you can see the commit is 40AE623. Go to the Docker Hub account, 40AE63. So this is the particular change, which is a complete like GitHub Actions trigger, then building the Docker image. Now let's run that Docker image into the local and find out whether the image is correct or not. So for that, I am starting my Docker engine on my laptop. Okay, Docker engine has started. Let's open the CLI. Okay, I have opened the Windows command prompt. Let's download this image. After Docker login, you just have to fire docker pull image, and it should be able to download the image. You can see pulling the image from the Docker Hub account. So now fire docker images. So after pulling the image, let's do this. Docker run, give the port forwarding -p 5000 and give the image name with tag and press enter. Now image container is running on my local. Let's browse it. You can see hello world test, right? So instead of browsing this manually onto your laptop and all, you can directly set up another steps into the GitHub Actions saying deploy directly into the CI server or the lowest dev server. So this is how the modern DevOps pipeline work. Automate everything from code to container. We just built and pushed a Docker image automatically with GitHub Actions. If you enjoyed this, hit a like button, subscribe to our DevOps content, and drop a comment if you would like me to cover more on AWS, GCP and cloud content. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.